Hi and welcome to another Digital Noir screencast tutorial. Today I'm just going to run through how we use a couple of easy to use plugins to rebrand the WordPress dashboard and WordPress experience for our clients. So we use WordPress as our core CMS for most small business websites, but a stock standard install isn't really perfectly geared as a content management system. It's fine if you know your way around, but there's a lot of stuff that the client doesn't really need to see and that you can make easier for the client to use. So to do that, we're just going to install two plugins. So the first one we're just going to install via the plugins section. So we're going to search for White Label CMS. And here it comes up top. So it's as simple as clicking install now. And activating the plugin. Alright, so if we have a look in our settings here, we can see White Label CMS has been installed. The second one we want to install is Admin Menu Editor. And there's a free version, but I've got the pro version, so I'm going to install that. Recently I had a colleague who was trying to install a plugin via WordPress here and was running into some issues, I think with file permissions. And I just let him know that you can also install via FTP, which he didn't know. So I'm just going to quickly do that to show you. So if you bring up FileZilla or any other FTP client, and all you have to do is find your plugins folder, and then you can drag and drop the plugin straight in there and wait for that to install. And that will actually install the plugin for you. So if we refresh that, Admin Menu Editor Pro is at the top there. So let's start with White Label CMS. So we'll go to Settings and click on White Label CMS. And we'll see we have a few options here for rebranding. Branding, Dashboard, Admin, Modify Menus. So let's start with Branding. So the first thing we can do is hide the WordPress logo. That's the one up here in the top left-hand corner. And we can add our own thumbnail there, which I will do. Use that image, add a dashboard logo. I don't need to do that now. Add a custom footer logo. Again, I'm happy with WordPress there. Develop a website URL. It's nice to have this within the back end. And you can give the link a name. Let's hide the WordPress version. All right, scrolling down. So we can customize the login, make the background color white. Yes. Custom login logo, add the client's logo there. And if you wanted, there's actually the ability to add some CSS in here. So, I mean, you could have a complete custom login page, but that's fine for now. We can add a custom page title. So let's make this for the client. All right, so that is the branding section. We'll save our changes. So we can now see we've got our little thumbnail up here. Probably could have used a PNG for that, but that's fine for now. We can see WordPress is gone and it says iPOS there now, which is the client. A Digital Noir production, which is nice down here. So let's go through and have a look at the next section, which is dashboard panels. So this is what is shown on the dashboard. So we can hide quite a bit of this. We can hide right now. Hide recent comments. Sometimes that might be nice to have it on there if the client's using their blog a lot. Show the dashboard to admin, yes. So that means that a user with admin privileges will actually see all of the stock WordPress panels. Add your own custom panel. So this is one thing that I always do. And so what we can do here is show who it's visible to. Usually I'll make the client an editor. So what I usually put in here is links to the video tutorials that I make for the client to show them how to update their sections on their website. So if they've forgotten how to add something to their shop, right on the dashboard they have an easy link to it. We could add another panel if we wanted, but that's fine for now. So let's save that. So I've just logged out quickly now, and now we can see we have the client's brand in here. I'm going to log in as the client, just so we can see what we've done so far. Okay, so we can see that essentially the whole dashboard is empty. And now we can add more things in there if we like. Usually I'll add Google Analytics in there if they have a shop. I'll add their recent sales and other important areas of the site, depending on what the site is for. So I'm just going to log back in as the admin now. Okay, so we're back in the admin login. So the last thing I use White Label CMS for is to, in the admin settings, I enable login URL redirect, which means that clients can go to /login as well as /WP login or admin. Sometimes it's nicer just to have them go to /login. It's a bit easier to remember. Now there is some other things that you can hide using White Label, and White Label does have a menu modification control as well, although I think that Menu Editor Pro does a better job of this. So we're done with that now. So let's jump into Menu Editor Pro. So if we go to settings again. Alright, so basically what we can see here is all of our menu items going down the left here. And we also have up the top here the various users. So we're going to change the menu for the editor. So the benefit of doing this is, one, you can rename menu items to make them more obvious. So for example, posts isn't always that obvious that that's where you add a new blog or news article. So depending on the client, I might change that to news article or blog posts. The other thing that you can do is just hide certain sections. So for example, if you were using a template that you didn't want the client to see, you could hide the appearance settings. Same with plugins and tools, etc. So you can really sort of just give the client what they need, while the admin can still access everything. So I'm going to go through now and customize this for this particular client. Okay, so the first thing I've done here is change dashboard to IPOS home. I'm going to change posts to news articles. So if we just click on it here and actually, I might change it to add news articles. This client has a slider on their homepage, so we use Revolution slider, which is great, but they're not going to know what Revolution slider is, so we can call it homepage slider. In fact, I think they won't actually be editing that, but we'll keep it there for now. So we can just scroll down and have a look at what the client may or may not need. So I've turned off appearance, I've turned off plugins, I've turned off users. So they don't need to see any of that. So let's save the changes there, and I'll log back in as the editor so you can see that. We've got IPOS home, add news articles, homepage slider. The other thing you can do, which I didn't show, is actually drag and drop the order of these. And you can change where they're directed to, you can change the URL with a permalink. And if a menu item has child elements, they'll pop up here on the right, and you can change them as well. So it's a pretty powerful tool, and you can really customize the menu as you like. So I've just quickly logged back in here as the editor, and you can see here that a lot of the stuff which they don't need access to is gone, and it just gives a much more branded feel to it. Because essentially, when you're using any content management system, you want it to be as easy as possible for the client, so you're not getting calls about how to use things. And also the client wants it to feel like it is the back end to their own site. And that's why I like WordPress as opposed to, say, Joomla or Drupal or other larger content management systems which just have a lot of great features, but too much for your average small business website that wants to add articles or change text on a few pages. Alright, thanks for watching. For any more information on what we do, check out www.digitalnoir.com, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Another feature proudly brought to you by Digital Noir.